Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing the Tubi original Cinnamon, starting Jukebox, Young Jukebox, Major Payne, Foxy Brown, and some random Puerto Rican dude. But anyway, that's going to be the cast, and we got a whole team together. Chris should be coming at some point. But as always, we like to say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we are in the comments, please leave a comment and please like on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. So, as we get into this Tubi original,
well, yeah,
what?
because the other guy said he was Mexican.
Oh, well, that could go either way, Jamani. That is true. His ethnicity was confused, but Eddie was a good character, I thought. But it was an interesting love story. It was an interesting love story with some music in it. Haley Kilgore did a great job, I thought. And we're gonna get to the characters when we got into the movie. Why did we watch the movie? That sort of thing. But let's start off with Stacy. I think she was the first one to watch it. What do you think of Cinnamon?
I thought it was a good show, especially for Tubi. I didn't have high expectations, so I was pleasantly surprised. I was a little worried with all the singing. I thought we were going to go like full Empire on this one, but it wasn't too much. It was just enough to, give us Haley's beautiful voice, but not too much. So, yeah.
What? That's good. That's a good question. That's a good statement too. I didn't know how far they were going to go with the singing, but it was again. I also thought it was a fair balance of such. Jamani, what did you think of the movie? Jamani, we'll get back to you. All right. So we're gonna bring in Chris and do that. So Chris is joining. I felt like the hustle and flow thing. Like when I saw the DJ actually start stapling the cup holders to the wall, I said, "This is hustle and flow," like which I thought was absolutely hilarious. The singing kind of came out of nowhere, though. Eddie and Jody are kind of like walking in the alley, and all of a sudden, they start busting out into song, and I'm like, "This is a lot of loud singing." But it was beautiful. I mean, it was cool. I thought Pam Grier, I thought she was very scary for a character who said nothing. She only had one line of dialogue, but she was very intimidating with her eyeglasses. And Stacey, what the weird? James gives a very sad story that mom was raped and then beat in the ears, which is why she's deaf, but no explanation for why she's blind in one eye. Because
she's old. It was glaucoma or something.
I'm like, but was she though? I mean, did she get punched in the eye too? Like, I don't know. I mean,
it's just old.
But the whole glasses thing, I was like,
I was kind of annoyed with that though. It was like suspenseful, but not. Like you just give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Like, we got to sit there and wait for you to open your eyeglasses.
I don't see you. That's why I felt the Quentin Tarantino vibe at that point. Like I felt like this is almost like some kind of Pulp Fiction-esque movie. Chris,
it was surprisingly way better than I ever thought it was going to be.
This is the longest delay.
I don't know how to like summarize it or how to. Huh? What?
Jamani, you're on like a huge delay. So I think you're answering my question like 3 or 4 minutes ago. Like by the time like it gets to you, you start talking. So this is like real crazy. So work on that. Chris, what's up with your background, bro? Well, how do we get Nurse Betty into this? What we got going on?
Oh, no. It reminded me a lot of Nurse Betty. Just the dark comedy aspect of it, and the whole idea of someone actually striving to become something and is wound up backfiring, and you got all these other characters like Hitman and whatnot, like Chris Rock and Morgan Freeman's character. And it reminded me of, like, even the plot line itself kind of reminded me a lot of Nurse Betty. It also gave me a lot of like Fargo the movie vibes, like from the old school movie. It reminded me a lot of that. And obviously, like, I mean, it got cut off, but like just blaxploitation films in general. This is, I mean, just Montgomery Jr., the guy who directed this. He's a huge blaxploitation like fan. You know what I mean? So I definitely saw a lot of that in this film, which is why I thought it was like even
Dwayne
so excited.
Dwayne Wayne glass.
What? Huh? Huh?
We'll catch up. We'll catch up.
But anyway, but no, which is apparently it was like all like I read that he was amazed when Pam Grier agreed to do his film, because that's what he always wanted. He grew up watching, kind of always watching her and stuff like that, doing blaxploitation films, you know. And and blaxploitation films inspired a lot of other films and a lot of filmmakers, like the Quentin Tarantino's. You know what I mean? Like if you watch Quentin Tarantino movies, you can tell he's like, you know, he's also said in a lot of interviews that one of his favorite genres is grindhouse films and blaxploitation films, and you can see it in pretty much almost every film. You know what I mean? Obviously, Jackie Brown's probably the strongest, but that's like he clearly purposely did blaxploitation for that. But in all his films, he's always done it. And here we go with another one. I feel I didn't expect much. You guys told me to watch this crazy film. I thought it was going to be like another BET Plus original or a Black Channel thing, and I was like, Tubi, you mean a free app one, a free joint? And then I heard Damon Wayans was in there. I was like, oh, maybe it might be all right. But when the first words I heard was like, they take everything. I was like, oh shit, this might be hilariously funny, and it was, and dark. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I was really shocked. Didn't expect shit from this damn movie, and I was surprised, welcomely surprised. I like to be surprised like this. So
Wally's character was almost like kind of stole the movie for me. Like behind you when you got the whole his commercial for his car for his car.
Got no credit, bad credit, out on patrol.
I was like, hilarious. His fake ass wig on top of his head, hilarious. Like all this stuff was hilarious. Like I loved him. Him getting got though, when he got shot, when he got stabbed in the hand, I was like, oh shit, like this is real life. Like when he got stabbed in the hand, when he got shot in the end, I was like, the level of violence that just came out of nowhere. I was like, this show's legit. Like this movie was legit. Like I really did like that. The love story, wasn't developed enough. Like, do you feel like Eddie and Jody really had a strong relationship? Like, that's what I'm a little bit like. What do you think, Stacey? Did you feel the love between these two?
I think, at least for the Eddie, like the looks that he would give her, like, oh, he's so in love and all this stuff. They tried to portray it as much as possible, but yeah, they kind of threw it in there, like immediately. Like, okay, we get a little flashback scene on the bus, and that's it. So we didn't really get a backstory or anything. They just kind of threw it on us.
I would say in the Dirty D type of storytelling, we got a good montage of them dating and fucking. Like that's at some point. Like they went on one kind of date, and then it was like a montage of their relationship to be like they've been doing this for a while. And I don't know if that really sold it. Like to be like, yes, like these two are madly in love and will die for each other. Chris, what'd you think? Jody and Eddie, did you feel the love in the room?
Yeah, I thought it was cool how they did it. You know what I mean? I'm getting tired of movies just trying to establish like for 45 minutes how strong a relationship is. Like, no, just do a bunch of montages. All right. You know, do a montage, especially seeing how like the plot, like how big the plot was with other characters. You know what I mean? So it was such a side plot. It just it wasn't as necessarily need to draw out completely. You know what I mean? It was just simply like, boy meets girl. Boy and girl kind of hits it off. They fall in love. They do some stupid shit, some Bonnie and Clyde related stuff, and it backfires. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was cool with it. You know.
Boy and girl decides to rob a gas station, and it turns out that the gas station is also a center for a drug operation, which kind of came out of what? Like where did this come from? I thought that was kind of interesting. The whole Wally was stealing money by siphoning the gas situation. Like that was also another side, like conspiracy that kind of came out of what, and then like, that becomes a thing. Wally running out of the gas station, like with the paper towel still stuck to his hand, like running down the street was hilarious. Like I was like, this is true comedy right
He
here.
didn't even ask about his girlfriend that got allegedly murdered minutes before.
He chalked it up to I heard them bullets. So she clearly not coming back. So I'm just gonna keep running. How much paper towel was on that roll that it lasted that long?
A lot.
I was like,
they just filled it. They just filled it. That's how you can tell it was brand new.
I mean, he was like, and then he and Jody ended up at the same abandoned building. Like, I was like, that's kind of odd. Like, I'd be going the opposite direction of wherever he is going. So you know, the henchmen aren't chasing us both at the same time. And then she gets like hogtied. I was like, what kind of cowboy shit is this? Like, I was not ready for the hogtie.
I mean, they're cowboys, so
I was like, wow. I mean, they really got in with the cowboy thing with Ernest and James. They really committed to that. So I thought that was kind of different, very different for movies of this sort. Heather, when did Heather and Ernest even get together? Like that seemed to come out of nowhere.
it did.
I was like, what? Like you just happened to go back to the house after not finding the drugs, James.
Right.
And she just happens to be in lingerie and a cake and 2 plane tickets, not even talking to her. When did Ernest call her and be like, it's all worked out, baby? Why didn't he go, hey, I'm gonna leave and see if I can go find the drugs? No, James goes, there you go. You're trying to get the whole Domino's pizza thing worked out. This could be an advertisement that we're not paying for. All right, Jamani, we're gonna try this again. Are you ready?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. All right, so Jamani, what did you think of this movie?
All right, so yeah, I thought it was, you know, surprisingly good. I don't know. I still don't understand why it's called Cinnamon. Like I think the cowboy family seemed like to be the stars of the movie to me. Like I just think that just because she starts off the movie because you know she's the clerk at the store, I'm like, I don't know. I found her to be like the B story of the movie as opposed to the A story. Like I wasn't all that, you know, invested and worried about, you know, her. I was more trying to figure out what was going on with everything that the Cowboys had going on.
Mama, James, and Ernest.
Yeah.
And
the dead brother.
Barney?
Barney.
And then he just randomly gets shot, and then he's at the morgue, and I'm like, I really don't know this dude or this character to give a fuck. So I'm like,
Right.
but I know I'm supposed to give a fuck, but I do not.
Why do you know? It's not for you. It's for him. It's for it's actually for James.
But again, we're supposed to be like, oh my god, that's James's brother. Like it's just some random dude that gets shot.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't for you to be like, oh my god, like look who it is. It's like, oh my god, this guy was drug dealing. He's tied to just like any other movie where it's like, oh, he just killed some random dude, and then you find out later on, oh, this wasn't no random dude. He was the son of so and so, or the brother
of so and so.
Yeah,
because to me, when we see James, I was like, he's dressed in a cowboy outfit like the other guy. Is this the same guy? Are they twins or like? I was like, I didn't bring it back to to check, but I was like, it seemed like there was some sort of connection from me from the onset of James coming onto the screen. So it was like I was trying to figure out what is the connection.
I saw with Barney holding his weapon like out in a sidearm, I thought he was a cop. Like what? Like I was like, well, how are you just walking around like with your gun on your side? Like it's the Wild Wild West. Like,
No, he was not acting any way like a cop or whatever. It was
not a cop.
that was the funniest thing in the world. She's trying to close up the store. He's like, oh yeah, I'll be real quick. Oh, can I use the bathroom? I'm like, he's just trying to stay in there and then you actually hear him in the bathroom and throw the key at her. I was like, I'd be so disgusted. And then he's like, yeah, what about them pies?
But he should know where the drugs are at. So I didn't even get that. Like, you don't need to talk to the cashier to go and find something. Like, this is unnecessary. Especially, and why are you putting the drugs in your own gas station? Like, this is your drug operation. Like, why are you even?
Well, because he can control the cameras. Like, he can control the input and output of like what goes out as far as information goes. Since he's the owner or part owner.
No, wait. That's not true because I'm like they didn't even know how to use the cameras because when James and Ernest and everybody was in there, they was like, well, if you don't know the password, then we gotta call the guy because you should have wrote the password down.
Also true.
Now we gotta call the guy back.
You're never supposed to write your password down. Just for real.
But it just seemed weird that like if this is your drug operation and you're handing your drugs to your family member, you don't need to do it at a gas station where anyone can walk in and accidentally pick up the drugs. Like it wasn't like this was a drug transporter or a mule and this was the common location for the drug operation. Like that makes complete sense. But he was picking up the drugs from his own families. So I'm like, that didn't make a lot. That didn't just drug operation wise. That didn't make a lot of sense. Like to me, for that part. Also,
you don't sell drugs where you rest at, and you don't sell drugs at your legitimate business to then make it illegal.
Also true.
Well, they weren't selling them.
It was like
that was a pickup.
Yeah, it was like it was like hide in plain sight. That's what it was.
No, but it's still it's a pickup, so it's to be sold. So it's still like you wouldn't have that at that place at all. You wouldn't have anybody picking up or dropping off or anything to contaminate it.
But you
just blame it on your partner though.
So where would you put it? Somewhere else that has cameras that you can't control? What?
Yeah, you do it at your home. Again, this is
you don't.
Don't do it at your home.
You do it at a trap house, like an abandoned house or something like that.
Inside with the camp, like it just seemed weird that it was like again, this is a public business that anyone can come in and out apparently, and
that's why you have plausible deniability.
What is Jemani all right? Was he saying
Yeah.
that? All right. I was like, it's like it got really loud. I had to turn the volume down. I'm sorry. I'm trying to bring this thing out. This is wild. Okay. So with that, I want to talk about like how Eddie took a shotgun blast to the chest, falls out of a window, gets put into the back of a garbage truck, which should crush the trash to compress it. Then
I think it depends on what year we're actually thinking this is happening. Because we still don't know. Like I don't think garbage trucks back in the day were.
It's recent, Stacey. There was a Mark Cuban reference, and Mark Cuban's only been around.
There was a Mark Cuban reference. There was a Weekend reference.
Yep.
There were iPhones
or something. Yes,
yeah.
But iPhones been here since 2007. But everything
but the
else
Weekend
just
wasn't.
seemed pre-2000. Because why would you need to drive to LA to start a music career?
Why does your song have to get on the radio like Hustle and Flow? Like you don't need that. Like, hey, and also that was wrong. It was turn on your radio at 5:00 a.m. and your song is gonna play. It's 5:46.
He actually did say 5:46. He actually did say that specific time, 5:46.
All right. I swore he said, okay, so 546, Eddie happens to be bleeding in the back of this car, and somehow he's still alive. And all he needs is an arm sling because somehow only his shoulder.
No, saran wrap.
Yes.
I was like,
why did he use that duct tape for his wounds? It seemed like that would help it a little bit better than the saran wrap because he duct taped the knife to his leg.
But the saran wrap keeps him fresh.
I like that.
But the duct tape prevents leaking.
Which we saw in a Average Joe. But it just seemed like a lot. And then like again, so James has a shotgun pointed at Eddie pretty clearly and pretty closely, but somehow he could not hit him center chest or in his face.
Well, he did do that little slight turn as he reached for the gun right before the bullet goes off. So I guess it instead of here, it just went here.
Yeah. No, but if there's he would have fell down in the apartment if it has enough force to push him out of an open window.
Oh my god!
What?
Aren't we like this? Aren't we comparing this to like blaxploitation films and Quentin Tarantino stuff? Like it's supposed to be like crazy.
It's
supposed to be. That's
okay. Forget all that. Let's talk about the switch lashing or whatever. I was like, how is that supposed to hurt with somebody who has pants on and I'm like, the way she was hollering and wailing with one hit, I was like, how am I supposed to believe this?
She wasn't getting hit hard enough, or she got her pants pulled down for real. I heard it hit.
She pulled her pants down. I've never actually been hit by a switch, but I heard it hurts.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah, I had to pick a switch one time.
But you didn't
and my grandmother threatened him. No, because I was like, yo, I'm good. I'm sorry. I repent. I throw myself on the mercy of the grandmother court. And she was like, okay. And that was it. I never had no problems after
Wow. That. My mom got the switch, came in and beat me with it. My dad apparently called as I heard the story because I was a kid, right? And I said, Mama beat me with a stick. So then my mom gets on the phone and he's like, what happened? I whooped him with a switch. And she was like, oh, okay. I thought you were abusing my kid. And then that was it. That was in that conversation. I was like, that's the same thing, damn it. But they're like, nah, you're fine. I was like, no, that's abuse. But it's fine. But I mean,
Dave, come on, David. You sound like a 2000s baby, man.
No, man. I sound like a man who got beat with a stick. My mom
got beat too, man.
This stopped me from committing crimes. Like in her mind, she died going, at least you go to jail. I was like, what?
Did you survive though?
I'm about to say there's a difference between that and then an actual beating, right? You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's not a beating. You getting your
form of beating.
You getting your ass turned red is not no beating. I'm sorry. I don't know what snowflake be out there keep saying this shit, but they need to stop because I've been gotten my ass whooped by two people. Okay, like when I was a teenager, all right, like that is getting beaten up, like face all messed up, everything else, stuff broken or whatever. You getting your ass a little red. That's just a fucking spanking. People need to.
There's levels to this shit. Chris says levels to this shit, and you don't know.
Man, this is so weird. I just find it cringe when this, but it's only happened with young people. Like that's abusive, and white people. You know what I mean?
It is.
Well, before we get into the race issues, let's get into how Eddie cannot be killed. Like he must have a talisman that stops any kind of damage from happening to him. Because not only did he not get hit by the shotgun, which is right in front of him, fucking James cannot shoot him in the face with the revolver that was right here. He was like, boo, boo. I was like, what kind of Matrix shit is this?
That's his Puerto Rican ancestors protecting.
He was like, pew, pew. I was like, this.
No. What annoyed me was how fast Pam Grier got killed. I was like,
immediately.
He shot with precision.
Like, Barney precision. Pam Grier precision. Everything.
Right?
Yeah.
He was like, boom. Like I was like, how is this possible? She gets it quick. Ernest and fucking shoots James, who also shoots him. And then James is rolling around on the ground, cannot shoot Eddie right in front of him. and gets stabbed and a knife put through his fucking head, and all of a sudden he's dead. I'm like, this is some Quentin Tarantino shit. Like I was like, this is wow. I was like, I loved it. I loved it. Oh, what's up, Chris?
I said, yeah, it reminds me of like all those movies, and that's why I said like the whole Nurse Betty. If you watch like that last 15 minutes of that movie, that's essentially what they were doing here, and Fargo. You know what I mean? So it's just
I would watching the series of Fargo. I would agree.
No, the movie. Now I made sure I said the movie and not the show because there's a huge difference. It's a huge.
I did not see the movie. I said I can only base it on the show. And the show has some wild murders, like some what?
You've never seen the movie? Movies like
I never seen Fargo.
You've never seen the movie Fargo?
We can put that on
better
the list.
than the show. Okay, all right.
I didn't say it was better. I'm just saying we can.
No, I'm saying it is better than the show.
Oh,
I'm saying it's better.
Nah, all right, I get you. Wow. Is Jukebox in it? No.
Jukebox? Well, you mean the grown-up version, the adult?
Either way, there's no Jukebox in Fargo. So there you go. I submit to you this is better because
I didn't even answer yet.
Was she in it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like we got to watch it. No, I like so to the point of I think we're all figuring out this is Tubi. This is my first Tubi original. That I was like, okay, this could be
really.
This is my very first Tubi. First thing I ever seen on Tubi. Period.
Really, we got some Tubi versions in the house.
Yeah, I downloaded. I downloaded the app for the first time yesterday when y'all told me about this movie. And when I saw that it was free, I was like, "Oh yeah, it is free, just like Freevee." Sure, okay, why not?
Go watch the Dirty D. But
let me ask you guys a question.
No,
Dirty D. You mean Dirty D like
no?
Dick? Like Dick? Is that what the short?
No, like Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, that's D as.
What's up, Jamani?
Okay, so Haley Stein, whatever her last name is, right? So does she have something in her contract where she says, the movies or TV shows I'm in, I have to sing and I have to be a victim of child abuse? Because I'm like, the last season, well, both seasons of Raising Kanan, right? She experienced child abuse from both parents, and now we've seen her as a grown woman, but she gets beat like a child by Pam Grier.
Also true. And she has to sing. So this goes to Stacey and I issue about like when singers act like they ain't singers, but somehow they start singing in the movie, or strippers act like they're not strippers, and all of a sudden they start stripping in the movie. I'm like, let's just do what we do, right? Cinnamon is a sequel of Jukebox after she leaves the Thomas family and before she becomes a cop. I love it. She goes down.
No, that's how she learns how to patch Kanan up. She's like, I've been doing this with my Puerto Rican boyfriend.
Oh, that's true. She's pregnant. So she loses the baby. And that's why she said, I ain't got no kids. And that's what makes her hard. That's what makes her hard, because she loses her baby and she loses Eddie for some reason. And now she's a hardcore lesbian.
Yeah, Eddie probably dies.
I was about to say, yeah, Eddie dies in that car.
So let's talk about that. So as they ride off into the sunset, you think he's bleeding to death? Like,
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I know Terry was like, "Oh my God, he's dead. He's dead." Like I felt like that would have been I think they should have showed that. If that's what they were trying to go for, like they should have showed that. Like
they left it open just in case they wanted to do something else with it. I'm sure.
Cinnamon too.
Cinnamon and toast.
Oh, look at that. Cinnamon toast.
No, that's what I wanted to see at some point in the end. I wanted to see like her getting poison or something with some cumin or something like that. I'm like, was her mother like just on drugs or illiterate? Like, how do you confuse cumin with cinnamon?
I don't know.
It was to basically, what do you call it? Replace it or substitute for as a kid.
see that's what Stacey had. Now she joking.
They should order like some cinnamon sticks from Domino's. Don't they have like cinnamon sticks?
No, but remember,
that's what I'm saying. I wanted you can get that from a pizza spot. I thought the cinnamon, her name and everything, it was gonna come full circle with the pizza and stuff like that. Nothing.
Oh, so let's talk about the pizza delivery person who, for some reason, was looking for love from anyone that would touch her, like it just or whatever. Like it was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. Like
it was totally unnecessary.
She's like, "Do you want to?"
They just needed some diversity for the cast, I guess. So
Yo, I was so happy to see Kevin Arnold's dad. It just, man, I don't know. That last episode when you find out Kevin Arnold's dad died, it was so sad. But every time I see him since that, he was the pizza guy
Kevin, what
Kevin Arnold?
on the Wonder Years.
Oh, that was.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what he was. That's what.
Oh, the piece of dude. Oh yeah. You know what? I actually thought the guy, the actor in real life, passed away, and when I saw him, I was like, oh, I know this nigga. Who is he again? I know him.
I don't know.
speaking of niggas,
Let's go. Let's go.
there were a lot of niggas in this show.
Yes.
Nigga, why don't you take that chick and stick it up your fucking ass?
You a young
Jimmy
nigga,
James.
dark nigga,
Stick it
short
up your
nigga.
fucking
Oh,
ass.
we want a Rican nigga. Oh,
Like,
James should have been. His name should have been James Nigga Walker because all he did was say nigga the entire movie. Like everybody was some version of nigga. I did like the whole the cinematography of the old man calling James to describe the person who bought the car. Like that was really creative. I really
Yeah.
He said black. He said he's tall. No, he's short. He's like 5'8". Black. He said no, short hair. He got scar on his lip. I was like, oh shit. That's where I was like, yo. I was like, to me, that's where it was like, it reminded me a lot of like some of the black exploitation stuff. You know what I mean? I was like, that was cool.
That was very creative. I really like that. Like they really did some.
And it's on Tubi. It's on Tubi. What?
Stop it, man. I'm like, you'd be amazed at the range of Tubi shit. Like I'm like,
yeah, it is a very broad range.
Is it really?
It's from iPhone videos
yes.
to full
What?
production. Yeah,
You can tell.
You
can
literally
really tell.
looking at somebody filming some on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it has to be. There's no way somebody.
So,
Is that
actually
Dirty
put a
D show?
budget
That
on
Dirty
this.
D show's
Oh
like
no,
that?
Dirty D is like a camcorder with a light. Like it's the camera is fine. It's just the sets. Like clearly the sets are just somebody's house. Like in certain cases. Like this is a club. No, this is a hallway. This is a hallway. We put a bar in it. Like so, but like this actually had real sets. Like they moved around. So I'll say the production quality for this movie was actually very well.
How did the actor?
Everything except for Damon Wayans, he got the same hairdo as Giuliani. I was like, that is some
Wear
cheap
a
policy.
wig that has a bald spot built into the wig. That was insane.
I loved it. I loved everything about him. I'm like, it was just I still needed this. Whoa. I still needed a scene to kind of show us that Ernest and Heather were fucking. Just something to justify this twist. So I'm like, this doesn't make any kind of sense. Like when we made that big reveal, I was like, I was not happy with that. And then what was Ernest's plan? Like what was
I think because Ernest came to this conclusion so quick. It was just convenience. It was, oh, I'm gonna fill up the truck. I'm gonna fill up the car right now. Why? Yeah, and he's filling it up with a canister with like the on the road thing. I'm like, why are you filling it up with that? Wouldn't you have filled up the car and been like, something doesn't look right, and then use the canister? He just automatically, as soon as he went to take his credit card, he then went to the red canister. I was like, it was just too much convenience. So he was like, I'm gonna get Damon Wayans dead real quick. Let me do I'm gonna go through all the tricks I know that he's been doing by way of Heather, and I'm gonna get him dead and out of the way, and then I could be out of the way. I can be free and clear.
Well, that being said, Heather should have told. So we should have found that Heather's the one that told Ernest that Wally was siphoning money and stealing from and then that would have kind of helped it out a little bit, because it did seem kind of coincidental that he was like, let me put it. Very convenient. All of a sudden, this says cash only, so I'm purposely going to bring out the like you said the bucket to be like, oh, wait a minute, he must have been stealing gas, and he figured out all the math and the time it took them to find the password. And also convenience. I've never seen a surveillance camera with that kind of HD footage that you could be like, look how perfectly these two people look. Oh, look at the foot. Look at the foot.
And they had the same shoes.
I was like, stop it. Oh, they had the same. Oh, that's right. See, that's matching.
They had the same shoes.
They're the same shoes. I was like, that would have been my sign. I would have been, look, they're both wearing the same shoes. They must be in on this shit. I was like, this is a lot. There's a lot happening right here. Also, she can't call her boyfriend to be like, yeah, let's push back this robbery 10 minutes. I have a customer, baby. I'll talk to you later. Click. Like, oh, never mind. This may not
Well,
be.
she was supposed to be closed, so I guess he didn't expect anybody to be in there.
I mean, if this is pre-coordinated, I mean, you could be just pick up a smartphone that he clearly has. That
But
dude.
that was the thing. We didn't see any phones up until that point. Because I was like, that's why I was like wondering when was this supposed to be? Because at first nobody had phones.
Well, James had a phone because old boy texted him the address. Why would you put your genuine address when you're buying a hot car? Like, why would you do that?
It wasn't hot. He just bought a car, right?
He's about to leave. You don't need to put your real address on it because somebody may come looking for you. Like, I thought that was
Maybe
kind of.
they just put the address that's on the license, which didn't make any sense. Was that his apartment or hers?
His.
Oh.
I want to say I say it was his apartment. They didn't really got into that or why.
Well, I thought they were living together, but I don't know.
Well, they could have been living together. But I think, I don't know. You know what? All of a sudden, all I know is that she didn't have a car. But all of a sudden, they had an apartment. And why did she have a car before then? Like, I mean, she's working. He's stealing.
She went to the gas station. She can't afford a car.
So he was stealing. He was stealing cars.
But it went so fast. It's almost like they met. You saw a few episodes of him stealing, and then all of a sudden, let's rob the store. Like, it wasn't like they were together years where they had time to get a place together and do all this stuff.
But I think it was a matter of he was spending his money on her studio time as opposed to a car.
That raggedy studio.
Yeah, right. So he did that one.
With the little soda container holders. That was awesome.
Well, even he was pissed. He was like, $500 gets me this, even though he owed him the $500 to begin with. But
so shouldn't old boy have been her manager since he's the one? He's like the P Diddy in this situation. She would have been like, I'm her manager. I'm gonna make some money off this radio time that I'm getting. Power Book 3, basically. I was like, hence Stacey was like, streets need a body. Like I was waiting for her hook. I felt that would have been hilarious, bro. If she was made a song called "Streets Need a Body," I would have been like, maybe there's some probably copyright.
50 Cent copyrighted that, I'm sure.
Probably some copyrighted shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do a sequel? Can we do them in LA getting into adventures? The family comes looking for them. Is that a thing?
How? Everybody's dead.
Oh, that's true. Well, maybe
there's always going to be like a hitman or like a family member that's tied to this film. Like, you know what I mean?
They're not the plug. That cocaine was coming from someone. So it could be the people that was providing the cocaine.
But they didn't take the cocaine, did they? It's still on the pizza.
But they killed the drug distributors.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't see Jukebox do. I just need her to sing for no reason again. So I want her.
Yeah, that reason.
Every time she sings to a lover, they end up dead.
Oh, that's a good one.
She sings to her baby.
I was actually kind of mad. That was one thing I was kind of mad about you guys recommending this movie. I was like, this little girl gonna start singing, and then she started singing, and then they ended with her singing. I was like, God,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And luckily, the little nigga looked like he was about to die. He was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna die now. This is too much. This is too much.
It's too much singing. He's like, oh, he's singing. It should have been more clear that he was going because
it should have been like the Titanic, like they was holding hands at the end, and his hands should just like let go and just went limp.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. Because I felt like they were trying to say he was gonna live. Like the sun was coming up, like he's still like he's crying, but he's still alive. So I felt like they were trying to say they had a plan, like they got hope that they're gonna ride out into the sunset and drive to California in this one car and some bloody money. And then become.
I thought she was driving to the hospital.
She did say she was going to do that.
Oh, she's taking him to the hospital. She said she's taking him.
She said she was.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I'm gonna have to agree with Jemani on something though. Cinnamon served like no purpose of this movie other than like just like that beginning. You know what I mean? And I could have watched the whole movie that had in my opinion, I felt like Eddie had more character, like more of a relevance than she did. I gotta watch a whole movie that had Eddie, Wally, James, Mama, you know what I mean, all of them, Ernest, before Cinnamon, which is what this movie's like titled after. I'm not saying that Haley herself is a bad actress. It's just there was nothing to that. There was like nothing to her. It reminds me of Nurse Betty, whereas like Renee Zellweger, where like even though it is about Nurse Betty, it wasn't even really about her. It was about Chris Rock, Morgan Freeman, and Greg Kinnear. It was like everyone else around her that was like, in my opinion, like was the movie, but not her specifically. Like it's you know what I mean.
So to your point, Eddie the hustler could have stole Barney's car and accidentally killed him, not knowing that there was drugs in the car, and then the hunt ensues. They're trying to figure out who killed the brother. You find out he's somebody's drug, and he's all part of drug family. So they could have hunted him down, but then who would have came to save him? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not. We're not saying that she should have been left out of the movie. We're just saying that she's like Heather was to Wally. It's just like she's just the girlfriend. It wasn't like she was a part. She was just a part of a plan. She wasn't the lead of the plan, and she didn't have any answers for anybody anyway.
Yeah.
Where's the drugs? I don't know.
And it was like people had to lead her to do stuff anyway. Like Eddie was the one that was leading her to be like, "Hey, you should do studios." Like, I don't know. And it like so I'm gonna just say it. She was useless. She was useless. She's straight up.
But she's saying though, don't be like that.
She's what?
But she's saying though, don't be like
she's exactly useless.
She's saying in the behind the building.
Yeah. Britney Spears sings too. What of it? Like,
what's up?
Britney Spears also sings. What of it? Like what?
The biggest thing she did was driving at the end, and we don't even see if she gets to the destination, because I'm like, he had to come in and unlock a door to save. It would have been nice if they were in this whole long drawn out battle in the kitchen or whatever, and she was able to pick the lock or something and come up and shoot James in the back of the head or do something to give Eddie the upper hand. But she doesn't do anything. She just stays there and waits for him to save her.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your point. She was not useful. She definitely was a damsel in distress. And Jemani's still going. It's just hilarious. But
that's how it was.
We're gonna work on that delay, bro. We're gonna work on that. She actually helped. She did nothing but sing her way through this movie. So let's just chalk it up to that. She got to sing again. So thank you, Haley. You did put out your album. Hopefully a couple of these songs will be. Well,
and then her no bug eyes that she always does, like just like Raising Cane, like when she gets shocked. I'm like,
wait. Hey, do it again. Look, man, she only has so many faces.
I don't know.
She only has so many faces. All right, like I mean, shit.
Yeah. Like when what was that her white girlfriend? Like when her parents caught her in the room, whatever. She died. What was her eyes like when the mother was cussing her out? So, like freeze, don't move, or I'll blow your head off.
It's like, you're a bitch, Chris. You're a bitch. Stop it. Okay,
she looked like one though.
Yeah, she's scary. She has scary eyes. All right, Stacey. Let's wrap this up. This video should not be as long as this movie. What you got? Anything else?
I'm curious if the delivery driver got a car back.
Also, good point.
What?
He stole the pizza woman's car. So did she ever get her car back?
Oh.
How do you not see a body in the back of your car?
That's what I'm saying.
Who leaves the trunk open? Back it up. Who leaves the trunk open while you're trying to deliver a pizza? Like, you naturally should.
And then she was in there doing whatever.
Something.
Wait, who keeps a pizza in the trunk?
Also another thing. Like, I'm like, but he just crawls his happy ass out of the trash, just lays there in
Why
the
was he crawling though? He got shot in the shoulder. It's not like his legs didn't work.
Well, after falling out of glass
and
then being crushed by the trash compactor, which should have happened, somehow his legs were messed up. But maybe I don't know.
But he had no problem walking up to deliver the pizza.
Also true, and he cleaned up and got a hat. I don't know where that came from.
And I'm like, okay, so this guy James can notice any and everything, but he can't notice. Oh, this pizza delivery guy is the guy I killed earlier.
Well, he could be like that guy's supposed to be dead, and all I see is a chin and some facial hair. That could mean anything. Also, to your point, he don't confirm that said guy is dead since he fell out of a window into a trash can. He don't go down there to pull another bullet into this dude just to make sure this fucker's dead. Like it's not like the trash truck drove off and he couldn't go down there and confirm. Like he should have finished them off just to make sure. But now we get into Power Book 2 shit.
No, but I would have threw a blanket on top of him so that people don't just. So it's not visible. He's going to be on top of the trash just laying there.
Also true.
Somebody in the neighborhood heard a shotgun blast and windows breaking.
And called somebody? And called anybody? Anybody? Hey, again, we can go back to Average Joe. If that's what you want to do.
Not only that, like Stacey, if you saw the second episode of Hijack with Idris Elba, you're also like, there was a gunshot that went off in the freaking airplane. You telling me only
and did it bounce over?
Spoilers!
Ain't no spoiler because I ain't say who got killed. You be saying who actually died. There ain't no spoiler. It's getting hijacked. Are you kidding me? Stop.
Spoilers.
No. Nice try though. Nice try.
Spoilers. Anyway.
Nope. Nice try. No.
Anything else for this movie, Chris?
This was, like I said, I was really shocked. I would not just like look at channels like Tubi and Freebie and just be like, all I got is shit. I mean, 95% of it might still be, but I'll at least give that 5% a chance now.
There are some gems in there.
Yeah.
I was surprised with BET Plus having an Average Joe. I was like, oh, Average Joe, I actually like that one. I just knew everything at BET Plus I was going to hate. I just knew it.
Yeah, all black. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that hasn't.
I'm still mad at y'all for that one. I'm glad I was able to cancel that before it started actually trying. I just did the trial. I was so glad I did start trying.
We still got Judge Me Not coming, so I don't know. I'm gonna check that out. But I will look at Lace. You still, Stacey? Anything for this particular to be a classic?
No, but now I want some pizza.
All right, there you go. It makes you hungry, and there you go. Just check the trunk. Just check the trunk to make sure there's no bodies in the trunk. Or you might be surprised. Thank you, Giovanni. I know you delayed though, but anything else you want to add in on this?
I wanted more Damon Wayans. Like I feel as though we got shortchanged. When they killed him, I was like, it makes sense, but I was still like, I wanted more. Can he have like a prequel or something? Like because we don't even know when this. What the timeline for this thing is. Like we can have a prequel and I think we know he's gonna live at the end. Like that's usually the end of all movies where the lead character is they're usually gonna make it out. So it's not a TV series. So yeah.
So hey, Jody did say she's been working there for a year. So there's a lot of time to your prequel that they could work through.
And that conversation between him and James, like I think that is like the back and forth negotiating or whatever. It was just like a masterclass in acting. It was, and Damon Wayans just kept the whole character accent, voice, or whatever he was doing the whole time. It was just like he should play poker. That was very well.
It was. I mean, he was good. It was very. I mean, this is probably maybe like not his level of acting, but he did a great job. I mean, he did a great job. And I see your lips moving. It was good. It was very. I mean,
because I'm saying like my favorite Damon Wayans movie is Bamboozled with that he did with Spike Lee. That was a he played straight drama in that. So.
I did not see Bamboozled, but I'll take your word for it. But anyway, for that thing, we'll say, DeMarcus, thank you very much for commenting. We appreciate you. And everyone else who just watching us, we also appreciate you. As I said in the banners, hold on. I got my last banner. Please leave a comment and share the video. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. I fixed it. We already did this last video, Chris. But yes, I fixed it. Thank you. So this weekend coming up, bastards. So this week coming up, we got
Witcher.
Yellowstone season 5. Tomorrow, Chris and maybe doing The Witcher. So we got The Witcher as part of the thing. We got Average Joe again. Kim will be back, so we'll be doing Run the World. Yeah, I feel like something else is coming. What we got? All the Queen's Men is coming, or somebody will be coming on it. We also have this month a Secret Invasion, but that's going to be when it's done. So anyway, we got content there for you. Also, again, the Civil Rights Act was signed today, so you should also take knowledge of that. That's a very important thing in Black history, or just in minority history and in American history. So we all should acknowledge that. Thank you. But anyway, I will see Chris tomorrow for The Witcher, working through that thing. Anything else y'all want us to review, please leave a comment either on the video or that kind of thing, so we know that. Maybe we get to some other stuff. Stacy's scratching her face. Is there anything you think we should be reviewing?
Stacey.
All right, okay, never mind. She did all that to say. So maybe hijack. That's these. Oh, Taylor's Sheridan's special ops story is coming this month. So I look forward to that.
You gotta start saying your sentence faster, because when you start saying like coming and then you say the next word after that, it sounds really dirty, dude.
I'm just saying it is what's her Zoe something.
What?
Saldana?
Rabbits or something?
No, Zoe Saldana. She's gonna be in it. Gamora.
Oh,
Gamora's
what channel is that on?
Paramount Plus.
It's coming out this month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering why I never seen the trailer, but now I realized I don't have Paramount and I'll watch it.
Yeah. So you watch it. So we got we got that coming. So a lot of cool things coming. Anyway, again, let us know what you think about this whole StreamYard thing. Is it working for you? I want to do that Tubi movie, that killer relationship. You see that one, Stacy? The hitman and the serial killer get married, but they don't know about each other until they find out about each other. Apparently it's going to be a part 2. That shit is hilarious.
There's a part 2.
They set it up for
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
They set it up for a part 2. That's what I'm saying. So I think
it sounds
yeah.
bad.
I'm saying so. Like it's interesting. I put a link in the text string. I thought that was pretty funny. Movie.
I've been trying to recommend to you guys to check out Shining Veils on Stars.
Oh, on Stars.
Yeah, I'm like it's really short and like it's a really. I don't think you. I can't say it got canceled. If you watch it, I think it's very close ended. Like it could have. I don't think it was meant to have another season. I think it was. It was
comedy horror.
Yeah. It's kind of. I mean, I watched a few episodes. It got me going for a while. I'm saying, but like I didn't know if I was gonna have a season 2.
I'm telling you, the ending is worth it. Like you watch it and you'll be satisfied, and it's not gonna be like, oh, they canceled it and now it's a cliffhanger or something. Like it's very. If they had a season 2, I'd have been like, what are they gonna do now?
I got you. Well, we can check it out. I mean, as we look at content going on. We're also going to do Judge Me Not. Also, Tasha's Judge movie is coming out this weekend. So we got that. But anyways, we're going to say into this podcast and say thank you guys for hanging out with us.